Okay, how's that? Hey, it's Polly Hart. Hey, everybody. Woohoo! Welcome, welcome. It's Polly Hart. I am here at my home, and I'm going to do a little video here talking about the latest card game that I have created, and it's called Down to Brass Facts. Dum, dum, dum. Now, this is the big box that I had to unpublish and then kind of fix some things and then republish. So, Down to Brass Facts, it is a card game. Now the card game is awesome. It is very similar to many card games you may have played before. Let me introduce a couple of card games you may have seen, and I'll go in order of rarest to most known. This is Dominion. Dominion is a card game. It is set collecting, it is trick taking, and it is maneuvering. And you try to outwit your opponents and do different things. Dominion is a very, very interesting card game. It is not a trading card game, TTG, or a collectible card game, CCG, like Pokemon or Magic the Gathering, or even the one that I created, Empires and Generals. You can buy Dominion. I think this box was $50, and then also this is the expansion Prosperity, but in it I have the base game as well, which was I think another $45 or $50. So Dominion, and if you have not heard of Dominion, you may have heard of Flux. I have a rigged deck of Flux. There are, I think Looney Labs is the name of the organization that puts this out, Mr. or Dr. Looney. There's every single type of Flux game you can imagine. They are big into putting a name on it, like Star Wars Flux, Star Trek Flux, etc., etc. Harry Potter Flux, blah blah blah. If you haven't heard of Flux, then you may have heard of Skip-Bo. Skip-Bo is very similar in that you're trying to take sets and move things around. So it's an active card game, and that's kind of what my game is, an active card game. And if you haven't heard of Skip-Bo, you've probably heard of Uno, and everybody kind of knows what Uno is. And if you don't, then you've probably heard of cards. So, I mean, that's as basic as you can get. So, in my game, Down to Brass Facts, downtobrassfacts.com, you can go ahead and now the version that I have put out that's live only has because of the way that this price was, it only has 3. That is the yellow deck, the blue deck, and the red deck. And then we have the earth cards. Now the earth cards that I made on the prototype were massive jumbo cards, and we're not playing with these anymore. I've made them regular size. They fit in a small box. It's a very beautiful box. So we're going to get right down into it, how to play Down to Brass Facts, and I hope you guys are going to have fun with me on this kind of a little journey. But before I get into the game mechanics, I kind of want to talk about what Down to Brass Facts is. Earth cards, big, chunky earth cards. What Down to Brass Facts is it's kind of like the books that I wrote, My Flat Earth, and you can find that book for free. myflat.earth. Yeah, it's a strange registrar. myflat.earth. Or you can also find the second or third book that I wrote, Biblical Cosmology, which is free as well at biblecos.com. And I think myflat.earth has the first Flat Earth book that I wrote, which is like a modern epistle. Modern epistle, I think it's like part 4 inside of My Flat Earth. Anyway, long story short, 3 Flat Earth books down, 67 written to go, to be written. So, anyway, I like to create tools. So this is a yellow deck. I'm going to open up the yellow deck, and we're gonna kind of look through the yellow deck and see what's up with this game. It's a Flat Earth board game. How does that work, Mr. Polly? Tell me more. Tell me more. So, with each deck, you are playing a game, and it's very similar again to any of the games that I talked about earlier. You are playing a game. In the game, you are going to run across. Oh, this is a yellow die. It's a 4-sided die, and I've got paint all over my hands, so don't freak out. I'm painting a barn door in the rain. Anyway, so I created a game to play. Now it's actually really strategically fun, and it's the game mechanics. I'm really good at creating games, empires and generals. I've had there was a 500,000, so 500 unique IP pings, um, and that was maybe in the first, I don't know, 2 months of showing it off. And since then, it's been in the millions. So, empiresandgenerals.com. If you want to play a free, historically collectible card game, you can play that there. But anyway, I said that to as a preface to say this, that I'm kind of good at games. Created my first game when I was 9, and it was called Penny Pit. And you played with pennies, and you went in a circle and landed in the penny pit in the middle. It was silly and dumb. Created a couple of other board games, Nazarov, Kitty Collector, that's a card game, and have yet to put those to market, but soon and very soon. And it's because I keep writing books and poems and making music and painting art and all that other stuff. The first kind of, you have some reference cards. Oh, I was going to tell you why this is. Okay, so sorry, I'm flibberty gibbet. So you're sitting there, you're talking to your buddy. Yeah, the Earth's flat. Blah blah blah. He's like, "You're stupid. Blah, blah, blah. Don't breed anymore. You need to have an abortion on yourself. Go back in time." I don't know what the ad hominem fallacies that people tell me. I think I've been called to everything under the sun, except for wise and a good steward of God's money. But that's on the way. However, and I say however in complete jest, because no, I do really try to do good with my time. I try to have hobbies that are not only entertaining, but are also a blessing to others. And so this is one of my hobbies, creating, and I have better artwork on the back now, creating tools for truth. So that's why I write exegetical tomes, and that's why I like to write novels that have hidden truths in them, etc., etc. And if you want to read some of my work now, you can go to theunexpectedcosmology.com. And Noel Hadley is a buddy of mine, and he lets me write on his things for free. So I like to give away my stuff every now and again. So yes. So giving tools to people who need tools. That's my dog. His name is Mahershala Hashbaz. That's right, Mahershala. Mahershala. And if you are a scholar of the Bible, you'll know that means he who is swift to the spoils. It was Isaiah's second son. And a loose translation is speedy booty, and so we call him Marshall for short. So yes, so that there he is, and he will make appearances, guest appearances, special guest appearances from time to time, as is his custom and in personal idiom. So I like to make these tools, and this is my latest. What the game is, and I'll start in kind of. Sorry, I have a jaw thing going on. Kind of stretching it every now and again. What this game is basically a game, and as you're playing the game, you're creating like if you're experienced with games, the game usually has some sort of a way to put something into action, and so in this case it's a proof, and so you need a proof to put in one of the four major players, and you have the geniuses, you have the theorems, you have the location, and a tool. And in a quick game, if you just put out these four, you win the game. But most games are the longer games where you have points in the end and the points of the proofs. So you have to have a certain amount of proofs so that the genius can be activated. So that is the basic way to do it. Now there are a lot of different things that are involved with the geniuses. A lot of different things you can do. Okay, for instance. Let me find one. Here we go. So this is a genius card, and on each card, each of the four what they call field cards, you have some icons. So Sir James Cook, you can tell he's a genius. He's a genius, and he has hydrology as his secondary icon. So in order to play this card, you play the card, and it just sits there, doesn't do anything until you activate it, and you activate it by your proofs. So take the top card from neighbors' draw piles and place them in your hand. All neighbors say the top card from all neighbors. So if you're playing with 4 people, you get to take 4 cards. Or sorry, 4 other people, and you get 4 of the cards. Put them in your hand. So it's a pretty powerful card, and you can play it every time you can get a play. So you have the field cards in the middle, and you just go around and around, and then whoever has the most points, which is proofs, at the end of the game wins. So there you go. So so actually the end of the game is determined by the victory points, which is the proof cards. So if you have a number of proof cards, that's the end. So yeah. Anyway, so let's go through the cards, and I'm going to lower this down here. So I'm going to start with my full deck, and we're going to go ahead and go through here. So here's a Genius card, Proof, Eureka, which I'm going to talk about in a minute. Eureka, Proof, Dunning-Kruger cards. Very importante. Dunning-Kruger cards let you do something that's super awesome. Sometimes as awesome as the Eureka card. Proof. Here's another Genius. These are the field cards. Proof. Here's a location. So the location is Port Nicholas Lighthouse, New Zealand, or the Port Nicholson Light in New Zealand. And so that will be a location, and you can play only one of, here's a tool, and it's itemized by the sextant. And this tool has one of the rainbow icons, which means as the secondary, you can use any of the secondary icons to bring in Psalms of David. So yeah, that's a good tool. To bring in one of your dudes, or it counts as one of your dudes. More Dunning-Kruger. Here is a theorems. And you can only have one in play at one time. So, Nocte Venus. The Angel of Death may not be used. So, the Angel of Death is a token, and I'm going to talk about tokens in a minute. You saw the yellow token. The yellow token is a die. And yellow is pretty fun. That's kind of why I chose it. And blue and red are the other ones in the main initial series. But I have made violet, orange, green, and indigo. And cyan is almost done. So editions are on the roll. They are just going to be churning out once every 3 or 4 months maybe. I'm just trying to sort in the cards here and putting the proofs. And you can see there's a lot of proofs going on. Not a lot of the made field cards. Here's the second location, Heaven's Floodgates. Dunning-Kruger. Here's 2 more theorems. More Dunning-Krugers. Proof. Hand of the Lord is the theorem. Excellent. Eureka. Proof. Dunning-Kruger. Proof. Eureka. Dunning-Kruger. And 2 more tools. I think it's the end of the tool. Oh, here's 1 more tool. Nope, that's a proof. And here we go. Theorem. Sextant is a tool. And then here we go. Hey, kitty cat, stop hissing at him. All right, so we have five locations. 5 locations. You can only have 1 tool at a time. Or sorry, 1 location, one field card of any type. So one of the types is the locations. So here's the Genius cards. Ethelbert Bullinger, King David, W.N. Carpenter, Auguste Piccard, Sir James Cook. Wow. I should have got a drink of water. So here's 5 theorems. Lunar fluorescence, Hand of the Lord, crepuscular ray geometry, pilot testimonies, Nocte Venus. These are theorems. Here's tools. Astronomical Clock of Prague, Yamamoto Yukihara, Colossus of Rhodes, the Thames, Psalms of David. These are your tools. Now, so we have the field cards. The field cards, only 1 of each type of field card can be played. So I'm going to kind of shove these up here a little bit. And we're going to go through Dunning-Kruger cards. Now, Dunning-Kruger cards can be activated and played as 1. So you only need 1 action for these to play. Eureka cards need no actions. There's 10 Dunning-Kruger cards. Hey, kitty, stop it. Hey, go sit down. Do something else. Sorry, I've got 2 cats and 1 dog. Only the cats like each other, and everybody likes me, I guess. So you have 1 play for these. Now, this is very important. A play is not an order, but they're both actions. I'm going to spank somebody. Okay? Goodness sakes, I'm sorry, people. Eureka cards can play for free at any time. You can play this. take the last card played and place on one neighbor's draw pile. You can play that during somebody else's turn. So let's say you were sitting around and you've got the blue guy and the red guy, and they're sitting there, and this guy plays something against this side. You can play that, blam, in the middle, and these guys are like, oh no, why did you do that to me? You're so mean. Anyway. So Eureka's are fun. Dunning-Krugers are also fun, but they're a little bit more spicy and sometimes take more to play. And the good news is everybody has the same type of Dunning-Kruger cards in their deck. Shuffle your discard pile, then your draw pile, draw 3, order 3, draw 3, and that's in addition to the Earth card, which I'll get to in just a minute. We're still going through these. And going to the proofs. Now, proofs, here we go. Proofs are the meat and potatoes, as Patricia Steer would say. Spicy, spicy goodness. So, each proof, let me just choose this one. Railroad tracks do not account for the supposed Earth's curvature. No engineer has ever accounts for this by bending tracks downwards. So the proofs are what make this, besides the names of all the places and the tools and the location. Proofs are really when you put a proof down, I mean the game component, you've got a sextant and aeronautics. Now, I need to play 3. So let's say I've put down, that's not matching. Here we go. So let's say I have this one, Lake, and I don't know if I'm going to say this word, Lake Baikal, the world's oldest lake, is almost 400 miles long with no visible curvature. So, and you're like, wait a minute, what does that mean? You know, you're talking to your friends, they're like, oh, the Earth is flat, and yeah, the game might never finish. You're never going to finish the game, but however, you're talking about flat Earth. So that's why I made the game. So here you have 2 different ones. You've got the location and you've got a tool, but on this side you've got aeronautics and aeronautics. So let's say that you have this as a proof set, and you've played this down as a proof set, and you have to have 3 icons. 3 icons. So I have 2 aeronautics and a here we go. So I can play location and activate it. So Madras, Esplanade Light. Roll die, secret agent may not be used for this many turns. Now, the secret agent is a different person's token, and so we're not going to be talking about that now, except that you know that they can't use this, but you're activating your token, which is a die. Yellow is the only one with a die, against the other person's, and the secret agent can do really cool stuff. So if I play that, I've played the proofs. They're sitting over here. I've got one of the locations, one location, and I've got 2 aeronautics, and I've got 1 aeronautics, so it means I need 3. So any of these combinations. So if I wanted to put down a proof that had another Earth like this, I could do that. Get rid of the other one, and this one, even though it has geology now, I'd still have 2 locations. So you have to have 3 to play and activate. So there you go. So it's very, very wonderful in that you need certain types of proofs to get your other cards out, to be able to play the other cards. Now, the beginning of each and every turn, we have an Earth card. Now I'm going to pull this one out. Actually, let me get a better one. Kind of has a smattering of everything. And now this is the prototype card. So I did this because everybody around the table can read it. But this is called Blood Moon. Draw 3, order 3, play 1. Now, here's the deal. You can't ever play a proof. You order proofs. So, on my turn, I would draw 3, 1, 2, 3, add it to my hand. Then I would what? Order 3. Now, I can't play a field card. I can't play a Dunning-Kruger. I can always use an action to play Eureka because they cost no actions. So 0 actions, I can always play Eureka no matter what's going on here. But I order 3. So if I have, if my hand is just 7 proofs, right? That's the hand number, 7. If I have 7, I'm just going to okay, I can plop down 3. 1, 2, 3. I've created 2. Let me just get that in the camera there. Created 2 proof sets, 2 with locations and 1 theorem. You can organize them. You know, empirical science and theorem. You can organize them. Okay, let's say I had this instead. So here I have. This is empirical science tells us that when we strip away our youthful programming, we're left alone with facts. The conclusions that are drawn should be obvious despite what we're told to believe. So that's genius and empirical science. So empirical science, and I put that down. And then I have theorem and empirical science as the secondary icon, empirical science. The hold down position of ships and vessels over any visible horizon can be changed with a simple application of a zooming device, lifting the object higher into the larger plane of view. This is impossible on a sphere. And they're gonna play the game. They're gonna read that. They're gonna like, wait, what? I don't understand, man. Well, it's simple. So yeah, but for game mechanics, you play these two because it said order 3. Now, on the last turn, and this is everybody's turn. Everybody during the entire turn plays whatever the Earth card is showing. So some of the Earth cards are gonna hurt you. Like here we go, rainy day. Order 1 and draw 2. And I actually went through and put 1 at the end because order, how many do you order? Well, to me it's obvious 1 as a singular, but some people didn't understand. So, but there's no plays on that card. You know, there's no plays, so you can't play. But this one, Blood Moon, you can play 1. So that's what you're gonna do. And you're like, okay, I've got 3 proofs down, and I don't have anything to play, so you can always pass. So I pass. And then it's the next person's turn, and you go around. But let's just say I didn't have any proofs at all in my hand. All I had in my hand was a bunch of Dunning-Kruger cards. So I had just randomly, I had 7. Let's just say I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Dunning-Kruger cards, 6 Dunning-Kruger cards, and lunar fluorescence. Okay, so it is draw 3, order 3, play 1. Okay, I'm going to draw 3. And I'm going to draw, and let's just say I randomly draw 1, 2. Let's do better. Let's say I'm drawing field cards. So now I have a total of 10 cards in my hand. All right, draw 3. I did that. Order 3. I don't have anything to order, so I've got to say pass. I pass on order, and I'm like, ugh. And then I have play 1. Well, I don't have any proof cards out, so I can choose to play one of my Dunning-Kruger cards for play 1. Or place one of my field cards. Now this can't be activated because there's no proof cards to activate it, but it can be played. And then at the end of my turn, I have 2 extra cards. I have to discard 2, which kind of sucks for me, but that's how it is. So that's the game. Now it's fun because as you're playing, you are interacting with everyone as the game mechanic, and you'll have the people who are not interested in what you have to say at all. They don't want to hear about Flat Earth. They think it's dumb, but they are a gamer, and they're going to be all about wanting to play this game. So they're going to be like, okay, so this means that I can do this, this, and this. Okay, so I can proof it and then play it. And gotcha, dude. And then all the while they're sitting there, and this card's looking at them in the face. And they're blown away. Now, they're not going to tell you they're blown away because they're still mocking you. But it's wow, it's powerful. I mean, that's good stuff right there, you know? And you can show them memes, you can show them videos. They're going to laugh at you. Oh, YouTube isn't research, blah, blah, blah. That's okay. Now, it may be confusing for someone who has, only played Uno before. However, the good news is that I have thought about that poor person who has never played a good card game. Not saying that Uno is not good. It's a great card game. And I have given them these 3 reference cards. Now, this reference card tells about the hazard die. Now, if you want to, some of the colors, and I can't remember which one, maybe. Let's check out Indigo real quick, and this will be a sneak peek at something that's not released yet. Here we go. Whoa, they're going everywhere. Okay, and this is actually good because we did talk about the Secret Agent. And the Secret Agent is Indigo. Indigo Secret Agent. Counts as 1 play. Take the top card from one neighbor's discard pile and place it on top of your draw pile. Counts as a full turn. Place token on one neighbor. When they discard pile, you may pick up the card and put it in your draw pile. So you have two options on the Indigo Secret Agent. So it's different. It's very different. Hey, Marshall, no. Go lay down. Go lay down. Good boy. Lay down. Marshall, lay down. So this is basically just telling you what the yellow hazard die does. It doesn't really exactly do much by itself, but when you roll, you're rolling on a lot of your cards. You're rolling on a lot of your cards. For instance, roll die. Roll die. Roll die. Roll die. So you are rolling a lot, and it does really cool things. So that's what this card is. And every deck has one. They've got an explanation of what their token does. And for a lot of the decks, again, sometimes it counts as a full play. So instead of playing Dunning-Kruger or activating or placing one of these, you can choose to play your token, which is just so much fun. So much fun because especially like I don't know, red and orange. Orange has the entropy token. That just does some cool stuff. So orange, I think, is coming out in the second edition. But edition 1 has blue and red, which I'll get to in a minute. I just want to finish the full run through of the full deck, and then to show you what goes where. Sorry, I'm looking at it backwards in a mirror. But it's not acting like a mirror. It's acting like a video. Anyway. So basically what's happening. Now also I have made this card. What can I do now? And so it basically goes through and says, hey, did you try this? Did you try this? Did you try this? So when you get lost, not only do you have the rule book, which I will show you. This is the prototype rule book, which is 8.5 by 11, and it's so busy. So busy. So I broke it down, made a smaller rule book with different pages, more pages, and it looks so much better. You can read it. It's good. It's the good. So that, my friends, is Down to Brass Facts, and that is a sample deck. That is the yellow deck, and I kind of made Roy G. Biv for the initial decks, and that was just my choice. I wanted to do it that way because I like rainbows, and it was an easy way to differentiate the different people and the types of play. And I made really cool little artwork on the side. This one has the little tribal thinging going on. I'll show you Violet because it's cool. Violet has here. Okay, so that got it on the Angel of Death. So it's got this gear icon. The Angel of Death is really cool. Counts as a full turn. But yeah, so each one has some really cool artwork that I designed myself. Oh, I love you, Abigail. And there it is. So that is the and we're not going to actually play against ourselves right now. I'm just going to go through it, but I want to show you instead of all the other decks that we're not going to be having in the first edition, but will come soon. They're coming soon to a game shop near you. We're going to show you what's in the first edition. So along with yellow, which I put in the, so yeah, it's not coming soon. It's coming now. It is now. Down to brassfacts.com. So you can buy it today for $30. And it comes with all the tokens and the cool little box. It's not going to be this huge box that looks kind of green. It's going to be the really cool box that looks like a book, and you put it on your bookshelf. Okay, so let's go through blue. Okay, blue Prayer Warrior counts as one turn. Place this token on any card stack, or card pile you have in play. Place in front of yourself to indicate your hand. Kitty, you're okay. These cards are now protected and may not be altered by any neighbor's cards. So the blue Prayer Warrior is a like a shield, a shield for your other cards. Let's get the where is he? Around here somewhere. Here he is. The blue Prayer Warrior. Then I'll get the red out as well. So you have this cool little icon dude. Oh, that's his back. There's his face. The blue Prayer Warrior. Dun dun. Hey guys, you need to get Jesus or something. Tell you what. And then of course here's the red. Here's the red token that we'll come to in a little bit. Also, again, you have your reference cards. There's 3 reference cards. Everybody's got 3 reference cards. So there we go. And so we have Johannes Risch. Can't say his name properly. Dunning-Kruger. Foucault Pendulum. Dunning-Kruger. Dunning-Kruger. Eureka. One of my heroes. Blaise Pascal. Excellent dude. And the Astrolabe. Dielectrics. Pillar of Cloud by Day. Eureka. Visions of the Watchers. And this is I try to have one spirituality thingy in each one, and a lot of the spiritualities are always the rainbow colors. Like for instance, this is the tool as mentioned by the sextant, and this is the theorem, which is the 2 spirituals. They have the rainbow icon. Douglas Harbor, Isle of Man. Some very serious studies going on out there. The lighthouse on Birdstone Hill. Rotating magnetic field. And ring magnet. Joseph Henry. Portsmouth Harbor. Can you see that upside down? Eureka. You proof. Let's pull a random proof. Okay. So these are also good. Okay. Yeah, I'll go with the one that I first pulled. The moon, when viewed scientifically as a flat disk, proves more about its behaviors than any heliocentric explanation provided to date, stating that it is a sphere, which is true. We know that the moon does not behave in a spherical manner as a natural satellite of Earth on a rotating L5 orbit. Well, not L5, it'd be like L1, right? Anyway, Albert Michelson, Michelson Morley of his... And then in the same one we have Pascal's barrel, which you've probably seen before. And here's the Farcell lens test. More Dunning-Kruger. Lighthouse on Holyhead Pier. Blue has a lot of water themes. The Wheeler Principle. You should Google that, because I forgot what it was. And here's the ends of the Earth, the location rainbow. So yeah, so that's blue. So blue is actually excellent. Blue is a very, very turtley, if you know video game terms, turtle deck. It's got the prayer warrior. It's got a lot of defensive good stuff going on. Blue is the person who likes to play it safe and build their empire. Build it in empires and generals. The blue would have been the Chinese. So here's my other 2 decks right here. I'm gonna sneeze. Pardon me in advance. Am I gonna sneeze? I don't know. Okay. Red. Dun dun dun. Now the colors on this are a little off, so I had to go back and fix it. So the Antikythera mechanism, which right now is just this disc, because I didn't have a better icon to use. So the Antikythera mechanism counts as 1 play. Okay, place the Antikythera mechanism in front of you, in front of your draw or discard pile. Whatever the mechanism in front of, whatever the mechanism is front. What? Oh, whatever the mechanism is front of. Whatever the mechanism is front of becomes your draw pile. The other is now the discard pile. So the Antikythera mechanism, as you have your draw pile and your discard pile, if you put the Antikythera mechanism in front of your... okay, here they are. Here's my draw pile. And I only have 2 in my draw pile, and everything else is in my discard pile. Well, what if I just played a card over here from my hand that was really cool? I just take this as a full turn, and now this is my draw pile. So it does, it counts as 1 play, but you can go back and forth and back and forth and back and forth as long as you've got the plays to use it. So it's a really interesting mechanism. So that's red. And I think I might even need to reword this. So hang tight and don't shoot me for typos. Okay, so here we go. So let's look at, let me get rid of some Dunning-Krugers and proofs so I can kind of go through it quickly. The red is more of a how do you say, you want to kerfuffle your enemy type of a deck. You want to put him in cahoots with confusion. And so I try to work with it from that. Okay. Dunning-Kruger, Eureka, proof. Oh, here he is. I just found Nikolai Tesla. We'll get to him in a minute. Everybody loves Nikolai Tesla. Well, a lot of conspiracy people love Nikolai Tesla. He's he's been buried by the powers that be, and that's just the truth. And I'm sorry to say. So, horizontal horizons. Booyah! Submarine comm cables. Now these again, the titles of these, all the field cards, and a lot of the other cards. That like just it gives you a topic. So you're looking at this topic and you're like, oh, Council of Elohim, what is that about? What does that mean? You know, and from there you can look at the angels at the four wings of the earth. Lensatic compass. Gerardus Mercator. He's got a really good map. The Angel of Yahweh. Here we go. Steve Holm Bristol. Joshua, son of Nun. Balloon satellites. Occam's razor. Abysmal plane seismology. Man, there is more flat Earth on the abysmal plane than there is flat Earth in Kansas. I just got to say, obviously, because it's much bigger. Brighton Pier. Dun dun dun. Here's a heavy hitter. Samuel Robotham. There's a heavy hitter right there. Boom. Suez Canal. Nikola Tesla. Put this over here. Olber's paradox. Do you know what it is? Google it. Theodolite. Wait. Theodolite. Theodolite. Good. It's a good tool. Third Heaven. And Heinrich Wilhelm Olbers. Now, Nikola Tesla. I made this card. I think this is the first card I made. Draw 14 cards. I'll just let you read it. Draw 14 cards from either draw pile or discard pile. Discard down to 7 in your hand. You may discard into draw pile or discard pile, which is amazing. It's one of the most powerful cards, I think, in the game. But that doesn't mean that all of the other cards are not powerful enough. So you can slaughter blue with red. You can slaughter yellow with blue. Depending on how you play, there's a lot of it is just knowing how the game works, knowing the mechanics, and then obviously you got to talk about the proofs. Let me grab a couple of the proofs that I just shuffled in randomly. Proof. Here we go. The horizon is flat on all altitudes. Here it is. On all altitudes to the observer or instrument. It appears flat to the naked eye as well as to the most sophisticated instrument. So, if you're looking at a quote-unquote image from NASA, not a space agency, you will understand that they are using photo manipulation, basically. Because every observable photo, an actual photo, that is not manipulated in some way, we always show a flat plane. And that goes all the way back to Auguste Piccard. Okay, in those days, here's Jerome, one of the church founders. Not founders. He was a very, very good theologian. I put a couple of good quotes in there, as well as Bible quotes. Dunning-Kruger. Let's get into Dunning-Kruger for a minute. Here we go. Rocket launches who claim they're going to quote-unquote space invariably move away in a curve. Invariably, their arc can be seen from the southeast United States headed towards the Bermuda Triangle or other parts over the ocean. Yeah, they don't go to space, do they? Let's look at a couple of Dunning-Kruger cards. So Dunning-Kruger cards, there's nothing flat earthy about the Dunning-Kruger cards or about the Eureka cards, because they are just basically fun game mechanics to throw in there and mess up somebody else or give yourself the edge. And when I say the edge, it's a gaming term that means you now have an upper hand, and I think everybody knows what that means. You guys, if you're not going to behave, you're all going to be sent to bed. You want that? You want a spanking? Huh? Nobody wants a spanking. I mean, unless you're into that kind of thing, but I don't think my cats are. Nobody has balls in this house except for me, so there's that. Needless fact that nobody really needed to hear, and I shouldn't probably have said it in the first place. So the Eureka cards are all different in each deck. Eureka. Harsh. Eureka. And these are free to play. +3. So let's just pull out the old Blood Moon again. So you may not draw. There. I'll do this. So you can't draw this turn, but you may play additional 3 cards. So you're losing 3, but you're gaining 3. So on Blood Moon, it really is interesting card to play. So you play this, obviously, you play this during any time of the turn. So Eureka card in this case for Blood Moon would be really interesting and very, very powerful depending on what you're doing. Dunning-Kruger, draw the top 3 cards from your discard pile. And so there's a lot of shuffling, a lot of moving. Here's an excess accessory. Yeah, excess accessory to what you can do during the Earth, additional to the Earth deck. And so you're adding on this whole draw 1, play 1, and then place this on the bottom of your discard. So when you're done with it, you have to like really bury it. You may not play on the next turn, but may draw 3 additional cards. So if you're like hurting for cards, just play this dude. But you can't, you can't play. So if you want to get back in the game. So anyway, I got Dunning-Kruger cards. I've got all sorts of Eureka cards, and every deck is very different. Every deck does a lot. Every deck has its own theme. Every deck, basically, individual, like you've got, Nikola Tesla, obviously in the red, Blaise Pascal over there in the blue, all sorts of goodness going on, and I haven't even began. I'm not even, I'm 3 out of 7 into it, so almost halfway. The other decks, and you got a sneak peek at Violet, which is awesome for you because I wasn't planning on doing that. But you've got, plus I'm not done with Cyan, and I've got some more. I've got brown, I've got black, I've got white coming out as very, very soon as well. So it is Down to Brass Facts, downtobrassfacts.com, hashtag Down to Brass Facts. Again, this ugly box is gone, and I have created new artwork for the backs. So instead of, let me pull out one card here. Instead of the Earth card and the regular cards looking like that, this is actually, this font is I got a free version of what they used for The Price is Right, as well as that stupid game. Grand Theft Auto 5. But then the whole background is basically a really cool old map. I think on purpose it has the word Tartaria in it. That's a freebie for those of you out there in the know. So yeah, guys, my name is Polly Hart. I have a personal website, polyhart.com. I also own truther.org. Again, that's Marshall. There. And if you want to visit me, again, you can look at my free books. I've written 3 Flat Earth books. You can get them all free at myflat.earth or biblecause.com. And again, I have just now finished the game here, down to brassfacts.com. Down to, with the number 2, brassfacts.com, or down to brassfacts.com. You guys, I'm excited. If you've read My Flat Earth, I've been on this journey for a very long time, and it's a blessing to me. It's a blessing to me to know that there is going to be, for someone who needs it, for someone who doesn't have the time or the wherewithal or the what am I? I'm a wacky, weird genius, introvert. That personality, you are going to have the opportunity to use this weapon against disinformation, against cognitive dissonance, because cognitive dissonance is, I don't know if you know what this means or not, but it's when you have a wall that your own personal paradigm, your own personal ethos can't push through the wall. So you choose to erect the wall on purpose. You choose to erect it because you can't get through it. And I don't know if it's a DNA thing or if it's a spiritual thing, or it could be a combination of both or whatever. But people out there with it, like my father, have in their lives not been able to push through it. And so you're sowing seeds. Isn't that what giving is all about? Sowing seeds? No. You're going to be, hey, tranquilo. So, and I hope it's not too weird, but I'm going to pray for you. Heavenly Father, you are wonderful and you're almighty and you're gracious and you're good. Bless us and help us to learn more and more about reality and about you. Amen. Okay, have a great day. God bless you. And I hit the button over here. Bye.